Hello all Antiochian men in the Diocese of Miami in the Southeast. My name is Michael Baclig and I am the president of the Antiochian Men in our diocese. I am sitting here in the upper room at St. Nicholas Orthodox Church in Springdale, Arkansas. We call it the upper room because we have an upstairs, but there's only one room upstairs, and this is it. This is the room that Bryce Kirk and I record the Coming Out of Chaos podcast, which is a podcast that we launched about 7 months ago. And it is the first podcast ever under the banner of DOMSE and the Antiochian Men. If you haven't had a chance to listen to that podcast, I highly recommend that you check that out. You can find it on our website at antiochianmen.org. It is also on our YouTube channel, so please give it a listen if you haven't already. We want to thank everyone who's already been listening to our podcast and for all the positive feedback we've received thus far. I would like to wish all of you a very happy Antiochian Men's Month. Antiochian Men's Month was started last year in 2021. His Grace Bishop Nicholas declared April as Amen Month in the Diocese of Miami in the Southeast. So now that we're in April, there are some things we can do in our parishes. We encourage all of our parishes to have the men read the epistle, perhaps help out with ushering if they're not already, to do the collection plate, and there are other things that can be done in our parishes, and we can get creative. Let's just make sure that we check in with the parish priest and ask what's the best way that our men can be involved for the month of April for Antiochian Men's Month. One other piece of news is the Antiochian Men as an organization was featured in our most recent diocesan newsletter called The Light. If you haven't seen this newsletter, please check that out. It's available on domse.org. And if you click at news at the top and then newsletter, you can see all the issues of the newsletter that have been released. And the most recent one for April, again, is featuring the Antiochian Men. So check that article out, and please check out that newsletter monthly to see what's going on in the diocese and to learn more about some of the parishes, organizations, and activities that we have going on. Now that we're in the month of April and it's officially Antiochian Men's Month, I thought a great way to kick it off would be to share about a success story that we had here locally at St. Nicholas Church in Springdale, Arkansas. There's a local charitable organization called Compassion House, and we organized a group of men to go over and to work on their grounds and in their garden, which they have on their premises, to help them to do some cleanup, to do some improvements and some maintenance, and to help them get ready for the spring when they plan to start doing planting in their garden. Compassion House is a charitable organization that takes in teens with unexpected pregnancies. They give them a place to live, they teach them life skills, they're there to help them so that when their baby comes, they can keep their baby instead of looking to options such as abortion. They're a wonderful charity, and our men's group was able to go and help them out. And when we started to organize to help them over at Compassion House, 2 other ministry teams at our church, including our OC Life ministry, which is Orthodox Christians for Life, a pro-life Orthodox ministry, that team as well as our community garden team wanted to get involved. And so that garden ministry team partnered with our OC Life team and with Amen to go over to Compassion House this morning so that we could help them with their needs. We were able to help them get a lot of work done at Compassion House today, including doing some painting, helping them tear down an old roof on the side of their chicken coop, getting their garden ready for the spring, and also doing just some grounds work and some maintenance around their property, which was much needed. We're really looking forward to future opportunities to serve Compassion House, and we're already planning additional work days to help them not just with their garden, but also with any of the other maintenance needs they might have at their property. And it's a wonderful example of almsgiving for this great Lent season. This success story about Compassion House was actually used as an example in our most recent podcast episode, the Coming Out of Chaos podcast, and the title of that episode is The Journey of a Warrior. We use this example of helping out Compassion House and organizing a workday as a kind of almsgiving, a different version of almsgiving from just writing a check. And I would encourage all of our Antiochian Men chapters to try to do something similar this Lenten season, in future fasting seasons, or really any time of the year. Let's reach out to our local charities. Let's see how we can serve the community at large. This is only one example, and I know there are many other examples across the diocese, and we want to hear from you. If you've done something similar to serve your community, please send us an email with pictures to amendomse@gmail.com. We would love to share that in our Antiochian Men newsletter that is sent out every weekend. If you aren't receiving our email newsletter, please sign up on our website. Just go to antiochianmen.org and scroll to the bottom of the homepage. On the bottom left corner, you can sign up for our newsletter and you can keep up to date and in touch with us and know what's coming up. I took some video while we were at Compassion House this morning, and I'd like to end this video with some clips of what it looked like during our workday, and also a brief conversation that I had with the CEO at Compassion House. Enjoy the video. How was it working here today at Compassion House?
It was good. It's always fulfilling helping others, you know. Plus, I got to get back into my landscaping roots. So it was nice.
I get it, roots. How about you, Caleb? What was the experience like?
2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Yeah? What was your favorite part?
Reminded me how out of shape I was.
We have a lot of volunteers out here, and we got quite a bit done. Sure did. Very enjoyable experience. Very nice day for it. Rain quit. Turned out to be a nice sunny day.
Yeah, perfect weather.
No clouds.
We're going to be coming back here in a couple weeks.
That's what I was hearing.
Yeah. Hello, Antiochian Men. I'm here at Compassion House with the CEO, Jennifer Samuel Haig. And I just wanted to ask, how long have you been here? How long has Compassion House been here?
So we have been here for 30 years, a little over 30 years, but in 1999 is when we incorporated and turned into Compassion House.
Okay.
And so Christian Life Cathedral Church in Fayetteville, the pastor there, Steve Dixon, he is one of the founding board members.
Okay.
And so they really took it at that point in 99 and started the home. At that point, our house was half the size.
I see it's big. You have
Yes.
a big, beautiful house here.
And so in 2011, the community came together and donors and built on the second half of the house and expanded everything for us.
Got it.
So we have an apartment over here on this side
Yeah.
for the house mom. We have a night mom that lives here every night. And so that's her apartment. She stays here at night. And then we have weekend moms that rotate in over the weekends.
Okay.
And so once a month we have a different mom that comes in, and then there's a room for her to stay as well on the new addition.
And how many girls do you have staying here?
Right now we have 3 girls and 2 babies and 1 on the way.
Oh, wow.
We can have up to 6 girls.
Okay.
And 6 babies. But because of fire code, we have 7 rooms, but because of the fire codes, we can only have up to 6.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And when did you start this garden? I see this beautiful garden behind
Yes.
you.
So the garden, we started that in last year was the first year, and we started the garden. We didn't have the fence. We just had the garden space, and we had some donations to help with getting it going.
Right.
This fall, we really hit the ground running, and we received a grant from Walmart.
Oh, wonderful.
Specifically for this program.
Great.
And so with those funds, we were able to get the greenhouse, run irrigation, build the fences, and then started incorporating the chicken coop into that. So the goal is to have the fresh eggs, have the garden, and we want to teach the girls how to tend for this, but also use it with our nutrients program in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to teach them how to can foods, how to take foods from the garden and actually use them and be proud of that. And obviously that decreases our food costs for the house.
And
so
it's
that's
a good skill
too.
to learn too at the same time.
Yes. And so so this last year, this last fall is when we really hit the ground running with all of this.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate you letting us come and help you with this.
Yes,
And we're
thank
planning
you.
to come back. We've got a lot of work done with a large group from our church, and
Yes.
we'll be back in a couple of weeks to help with tilling. So I'm excited.
It has been awesome, and the red barns make a huge difference, I think. But yes, I appreciate it.
Oh, our
Thank
pleasure.
you
Our pleasure. Thank you
so
very
much
Yeah.
for you guys coming out.
I would again like to wish you all a very happy Antiochian Men's Month here in April of 2022. And I wish you also a very blessed conclusion to the Lenten season on our journey to the empty tomb at Pascha.